Hello guys and welcome to my channel, Jon Sheppard Fitness. Today it's going to be a bit of a touchy subject to some of you. Others might agree, a lot of you probably won't. Probably going to get a lot of thumbs downs, but oh well. I'm actually honest and truthful and I put it out there, no matter what the consequences. So enjoy this video, sit back and see what I'm going to be talking about.
Let's go!
Hello guys and welcome to my channel, Jon Sheppard Fitness. If you haven't subscribed, go and do it now and then give me a like or dislike, probably a dislike on this video, and sit back and watch this video and actually think about what I'm going to be saying. Is it a load of rubbish or is it true? So then, if you're probably looking at the thumbnail, you're probably thinking, what's this about? What do you mean, brainwashing? How is social media brainwashing me? Well, what I'm trying to say is that social media nowadays is everywhere. There's nowhere you can go without social media influencing you or somebody you know, or seeing it on TV. It's everywhere. It is one of the biggest platforms around. You know, we've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got other places like Reddit. We've got anywhere. If you want to find out something, you go on one of these sites and you'll find out information on absolutely anything. And also, what I'm doing now, YouTube is another big social media place to find out information, either if it's useful or a load of rubbish. But I'm not talking about the whole social media and what it can do for you. I'm talking about people like you and me, what we're actually looking at social media for. Are we going on there just to post pictures? Are we going on there to look at people and perv? Are we going on there to talk to people? Are we going on there to help people? And this is what I want to tell you about what I think social media is doing. And it's not actually the companies that are actually doing it. It's the people on social media who are brainwashing you. No matter what you're into, it doesn't have to be fitness, but I'm going to be talking about fitness because obviously this is a fitness channel. But what I'm trying to say is that people on all these social media places are brainwashing you. Not everybody, because not everybody is out to make a buck, but I'm thinking quite a lot of people now are seeing an open market where you can make a lot of money in social media by selling fake programs, fake like books, media. Sign up to this, you'll get this. And they're looking at basically on what pictures you see. Not really more for my age group. Hopefully you're not as stupid now. You've grown up and you've actually realised that stuff like that won't influence you. But it's more for the younger generation, the up and coming, you know, people in fitness. And if you're now into fitness at a young age, you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons. And you might think, what are you on about? I like going to the gym. But are you going to the gym because you want to get bigger? Obviously. But are you doing it because of what you're seeing? Are you going to the gym just because you wanted to go to the gym? Or did you see something on a social media site or somebody on a social media or even TV that you're thinking, well, if I look like that, I'm going to get that? Well, you need to start thinking and be serious and be realistic. If you're going on social media now and posting pictures of yourself and hoping you're going to get sponsored by Gymshark or Alpha Elite or any of the other bigger brands, you might as well just stop doing it now, because all you're going to do is going to be let down. Obviously there is so many big influencers out there. I'm not going to mention no names. Some are really good, some are really bad. And the thing is, they're not real people. They are real people, but they're not real people. They don't tell you their life stories. You know, they don't tell you what happens in day-to-day life, the boring bits. You know, you don't see people like Christian Guzman, you know, showing a bit of grey beard and, you know, not having their hair nice and done. It's always polished photos, always polished videos. Obviously, they got the money to do that, and when you're in the public eye, you want to look good all the time, because any sort of fault in you will be criticised. Like in the film industry, and you've got a belly, they get ridiculed. So they're not trying to sell stuff though. They're just actors, you know, they don't make money from social media. But what I'm trying to say is you got to be careful what you're doing. Are you going on social media looking at these people and going, I want to be like that? Look at that person. He looks like I want to be. Look at all them women around him because of who he is. And for a lot of young people, obviously you have idols you want to be like. But people nowadays, I look at the gym and it frustrates me. I have never seen gyms so busy in a long time, and that's why the commercial gyms are a good idea, but they're a bad idea, because they will just allow anybody. You go to old school gyms, and that's where you're going to get the old generation. You're going to get the people who really want to get somewhere in the fitness industry. Obviously, I go to a commercial gym, so I'm sort of like contradicting myself, but I need a 24-hour gym, and I need somewhere quite easy to get from work, because I've got not much time on my hands. But see them, and they will basically all be in Gymshark costumes, as I always say, and they will be like picture perfect. They look like they're not even gonna go to the gym, and a lot of them are like this on the phones. You don't really see them do any sort of workout properly. You do some of them, but it seems more of a fashion parade than actually going to the gym for what you're supposed to be. Obviously, I've got Gymshark stuff for Alpha Elite, but I buy stuff because I like the look of stuff. I don't just wear them, I wear normal t-shirts, obviously. And what I'm trying to say is you got to be careful of what you're actually doing. Is your goal to become famous, or wanting to get a brand to like sort of pay for your clothes and get paid and do all that? You know, because if you are one of them people who are following these people like Rob Lipsip, Mike Thurston, Christian Guzman, and you're thinking, wow, that lifestyle's so good, you got to remember they've been doing this for a long time. You don't know their backgrounds. They're not going to tell you how they've got to where they are, really, because there's a lot of people who have done exactly the same as them, and they're still doing their 9-to-5 job. And why? Maybe because they haven't got that bit of help from maybe somebody who's famous in the industry. You do not know, and they will never tell you. They will just say, consistency, do this, do that, do this, you know. And you know what? If you're like me and you've been on YouTube, you could be as consistent as you want with Facebook, with Instagram, with YouTube, but you're not growing and you're on social media as quickly as them. You could do exactly the same video as them, and you'll never, ever, ever get as many views, hits as they do. But what I'm trying to say is, you need to realize that you're not going to be like them. Like, you're not going to be in a film, or you're not going to be in a band, or whatever you want to do. Right? You've got to be realistic and stick to your goals. Maybe if you're very lucky, you might, and you achieve something. Maybe if you set out to be the best you possibly can, somebody might like the way you are and invite you to a brand or something, and then it begins. One thing I don't like about Gymshark is they're making their business grow by influencing and brainwashing people who are younger. You don't see many people my age, maybe a few, or older, who are wearing Gymshark stuff. Why? Because they can't influence them. They can't brainwash people who are older, which is wrong in a way, because they're only trying to get a certain age range around that, and they know they can keep on doing that because obviously people, generation after generation of youngsters, will follow, and they're trying to make it like, you wear my stuff, you're cool, you might be able to be a Gymshark athlete. And it's wrong, because you probably won't. You know, you're going to the gym for the wrong reason. You don't see people dressing in football kits because they want to become a Liverpool player. Most people are realistic, knowing that they're not going to be a Liverpool player or a Man United player because they support the team, right? That's why you got to look at the bigger brands. If you're going to buy clothes, you probably got one of the most famous actors at the moment, which is Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and he is sponsored by Under Armour, right? You can buy his clothes if you follow him. Obviously, people know him, people love him, so he's gonna influence people to actually buy his selection of clothes, and you will buy him because you love him and stuff like that. But he's an older generation. They're not just marketing at the younger generation. He's like he's coming up to 50. So you know what I mean? That is more what I would say is a better company to actually try and get sponsored by. You know, they've got proper sports people. Yes, you can have people who can do a backflip. You can have people who look good. You know, there's a couple of people in Gymshark and the big companies who are doing the gym wear who are actually inspiring. You know, they actually have achieved stuff. They've got trophies, yeah. But when you think about places like the big companies, like your Nike, Adidas, right? They got athletes, proper athletes, people who millions and millions of people know, right? And you're thinking, would you rather be somebody from a Gymshark, or would you rather be somebody like David Beckham, or would you rather be somebody like The Rock? You would rather be them. So if you're gonna do something and want to be somebody, follow one of the big boys. You know, follow the big heroes. Make them inspire you, because you never know. Obviously, you're going to get somewhere. Maybe. Whatever you do, you might get somewhere. You might not. 99% of the chance you're not going to get nowhere. And that's what you've got to realise. And it frustrates me when I see people nowadays who are just buying stuff because of a brand, or they're looking at a person and going, I want to be like him because he is what I want to be. And it's a social media. It's like buying a Ferrari. What you can get with a Ferrari is you can get a nice looking girl. Yeah. Does it make you any better? No. You know, it's materialistic stuff, and it's the new fad. Fitness is supposed to be for one thing only: to make yourself better, to help be healthier, to obviously it gives you a confidence, a boost confidence. So when you look in the mirror, you go, wow, I look good for however age I am, or I've lost so much weight. And you need to think about the people who you follow who are actually like that. The people who have lost 20, 30 stone and they look great. The people who are like in their 60s and they've got like muscles better than half the athletes you follow, because they've old school gym people. You know, your people like Arnie who know it inside out, and look what he achieved. He's achieved that and that and that, but he's humble about it. He's not trying to sell you. He knows it. He doesn't need the money, obviously, but he doesn't try and sell you and put a picture of him every single day when he is in his prime saying, buy my workout plan and you can be like me and win the Olympia. You know, he didn't do stuff like that back in the past. He didn't do stuff now. He can still do it, and he's got loads of people who know him. You know, so you got to think about people who you follow. You got to think about what your goal is. If you are just wanting to just try and make it in the fitness industry, stop, because you're going to fail, and then you're going to fail at actually what you achieve. You know, I, as obviously a YouTuber, I could be contradicting myself and saying, yeah, well, why are you doing it for? I did it for a certain reason. I told people a year ago why I did it, and it's over a bad time in my life, and I saw people like Steve Cook, and it inspired me. Of course, I was more naive then, thinking everybody was great, you know, and they're the best thing since sliced bread, but half of them aren't. Half of them will just use you to what they can get out of you. You know, some do give back, some are genuine, and they're the ones you've got to keep in mind. Not everybody's out for a quick buck, but what you got to do is you got to have your own goals and be realistic that you're never going to make it. You might not. And here's the thing I'm going to say to you. You now go on your Instagram account, if you've got one, or not Facebook, because Facebook's different from Instagram. If you go on your Instagram now and look at yourself, if you're in fitness or anything like that, right? And look how many followers you got. Now, compare you to somebody who's not famous, but a girl version in the fitness industry, you know, in your local area, and go and see how many followers they have. I guarantee they have probably double, maybe triple, probably thousands more than you. And why is that? Because they are female, and they probably have young, horny lads adding them just because they want to maybe chat them up or follow them because it's a bit of eye candy, and they look more famous. Do they give you anything more than that person who hasn't got as many followers? No, they don't. So you got to look at people who are more realistic, more truthful, more people who are, you would want to be your friend, and you know that what they say is what they mean. You know, people who are like you, who are day to day, do the normal things. People who are you watch on social media and stuff like that and take pictures, they're airbrushed. They're taking the same pictures of them in good positions. You know, they know how to do it. They have people telling them what to do. They have people staging, lighting, everything, so their pictures are the best. Of course, not everybody is very opinionated. Some people will look at something, think, I want to be like that, get a plan and spend like, what, £200 on a plan, and think, I'm going to be like, I know, Christian Guzman. You won't ever be like Christian Guzman. You could be better than Christian Guzman. You know, you might not have his success in the industry, but physique-wise, you could have better. And you don't need plans from famous people to do it. You need to look at the people who have actually done it and get a plan from them. People who, like coaches, every famous person you see and have gone on the stage has a coach. So you get that coach if you want to succeed in fitness and you want to get in there. You want to be better than the people you follow. You don't need somebody to follow to make your life better. And this is the thing, you need to start realizing that social media is brainwashing you. You look on social media and you look at somebody and you think, wow, I want to be like that. But also it can make you feel so negative. I work out and I feel like great, yes. And then I go on social media, I see some person who's like half my age and he's better than me. He looks miles bigger, muscly and all that lot. And it just puts you off because you're thinking, how am I going to ever get like that? You know, he's got 10 years on me and he's already better than me. You know, how am I ever going to be like that? And then he's got like 5,000 likes on a picture. You know, it makes your head like makes you feel bad. It makes you feel like, what's the point sometimes? And if you're like that, you need to get off social media. get off it, see what you're like without social media for a week, and then how your training goes. I guarantee it will be a lot better. Not going on anything, you know, because it stops you with your progress as well. I'm not saying social media is bad, but I'm just saying that you need to realize that what you see is not really realistic. And I know people who've had shoots, like you see all the famous ones, but I know people who are in my area who've had shoots and they look amazing, but when you see them in person, they don't look nothing like the shoot, because obviously it's all great photography and they've been spray tanned and all that lot, and the only people who really do look great when you see them is when you go to an actual show and you see the bodybuilders, and that is them all natural, you know. But you do not look like that 24/7 all year round. It's impossible to look like that. So you got to think that you're never ever going to look like that. Sometimes I think it's a bit of lack of knowledge with people who are now starting the industry. I'm no professional, I'm not meaning I know everything, but I know that for a fact you cannot look 24/7 all year round good, right? Unless you're one of them genetic freaks who always looks good, because they have them. But you need to stop thinking that you're always going to look like that. You know, we all know when we go to the gym, after the gym session, we look the best because of the pump on us. But you need to realize that now, that is the time that you look the best, right? That's when you take a picture. That's when you post a picture. So you got to think, these people have been doing it for years and years and years. That's when they take the picture. So, and that's how they sell their products. They'll say, you can look like this if you buy my workout plan. Of course, they're not going to sell it. They're not going to try and sell a workout plan with a beer belly, are they? You know, or all that. And you got to think about it. You know, you got to eat right. All this, you do this and you do that, and you eat this and you eat that, and you got to eat really strict. But then you see them on social media every single week, absolutely getting wrecked. You know, going to Ibiza, Bali, everywhere, and you think, wait a minute. How can you tell us in your plans to do this, do that, to look like that, but you can go to this place, drinking that, eating that, like that? The reason why they do that is because they've got that physique already. Naturally or unnaturally, when you've got the physique, you can do stuff like that. But they don't tell you that, of course, because it won't look good, will it, if they say, I was on steroids, this is how I got my actual body. Oh yeah, buy my workout plan because you will never get like me, because I'm not natural. They won't do that because, of course, then basically they're saying you have to take steroids to look like me. And what will happen? Youngsters will all be taking steroids and all be getting jacked up on the stuff. Some people will die from it, and they can't have that blame going on to them because of, oh, so-and-so did it and told me to do it. And so that's why a lot of people do not actually tell people they're on steroids, because of obviously some companies will get rid of them as well because they want to look like as a legit company where people are nothing and they're all natural and they're all good, you know. So to round it all up, I know I've gone on and it's a bit of a controversial video. I want to know what you people think. Obviously, I know some people who are very genuine. I know some people are old school on my channel. I know some people who are youngsters. Do you follow all these social medias thinking that you're going to get somewhere in life? Do you follow them thinking, I want to be in a Gymshark crew, blah, blah, blah? Or are you doing this whole gym fitness journey for yourself? And I want the honest answers. You know, I want you to be truthful, right? Because if you're just doing this, hoping you're going to get somewhere and get sponsored and all that, you need to change what you're doing right now, because you're just heading for a downfall. You might be that 1% that gets in there, and fair play if you do. I'll be so proud of you if you do, but I guarantee you won't, because there is 100,000 people doing exactly the same thing as you, and that's the thing. You're not the only person who wants to do the same thing as you and think that you can get there. And that's the whole point in why I did this video, because I see it all the time. People doing YouTube because they think they can actually become YouTube famous, you know, in any sort of thing. And what do? You don't see them after about 2 or 3 months, because they think, oh, I'll do a few videos and I'll be I'll be famous. Nope. Instagram. You see people doing fitness Instagram pages, qualified PTs, and they still don't get nowhere, because they can't get nowhere, because they don't advertise it good enough, or they're not that certain look, you know. And you know, it's a shame, because there's some people out there who, I go to a gym, and in my old gym as well, there's some people out there who are great teachers. There's some people out there who got amazing physiques, you know, who I would actually follow, because I'm like, wow, how did you get like that? How do you, you know, techniques and stuff. And they're the sort of people you need to follow. Don't go on social media looking at them thinking, I want to be like them, because you won't be. Go into the gym, talk to people, you know, socialize, talk face to face with somebody, right? And learn from somebody. If you see somebody in the gym, go, oh, what's that? What is that? What's that work? Most people will say, this works this part, you know. Don't just go in there sitting around on your phone, you know, trying to look at people who think you want to be. Go to somebody real who's next to you, lifting them 40, 50 kg dumbbells, who's not wearing anything but an old-fashioned pair of sweaty pants and a dodgy Primark top, right? Because they're the ones you want to learn off, not the people all makeup and fancy and do booty pictures and all stuff like that. They're the ones that just want you for your money, and that is all. Anyway, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, then give me a thumbs down, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Let's go!